Manas Mathur. I am dealing with the subject yes, of plant biotechnology. So, in that, our first topic is just an introduction, that is concepts of plant biotechnology. So these are the reference books which students are going to go through. Now, first today, as this is our first topic, so we'll go for the brief introduction about what is biotechnology actually, what is the role of biotechnology, what are the applications of the biotechnology. So first of all, we should know about the basic definition of biotechnology. Biotechnology means the life and technology, application of knowledge for practical use. We all know that in recent era, the main application of biotechnology is on the lab-based things. It means the use of living organisms to make or to improve the product. Like in recent scenario, we are making various vaccines, various medicines. All these are based on biotechnology. But there are some other definitions for this word, like use of living organisms to solve problems or make useful products, the use of cells and biological molecules to solve problems or make useful products, biological molecules including DNA, RNA, proteins. Now, commercial application of living organisms or their products, which involves the deliberate manipulation of their DNA molecules. Means this biotechnology is used of biology as well as technology. Here we are using the living organisms to improve the living lifestyle of future generations. In that, we make a living cell to perform a specific task in predictable and controllable manner. All these is a basic terminology of biotechnology. What is in biotechnology? Then, this the research or the history of biotechnology is very old, since from 8000 to 4000 BC. You know that it is not that new, it is from ancient times since 8000 years old. Early history is related to food and shelter, which includes domestication. Classical biotechnology started from 2000 BC, based on ancient biotechnology where fermentation promoted food products and medicine. Then some recent studies came into existence later on, like genetics, DNA research. Lot of exploration, lot of innovation has been done in the recombinant DNA technology from 1977 to modern era. It all comes under the modern biotechnology, which includes the basic recombinant DNA technology with latest tools and design. Then this biotechnology includes other technologies which have wide applications. Like first is recombinant DNA technology. It is used to manipulate the DNA. It includes the transfer of DNA between unrelated organisms. We all know that making of transgenic animals, transgenic plants, for their nutrition importance, for their medicinal importance. Then protein engineering, antisense technology, cell and tissue culture, which is having a wide scope, growth cells tissue under the laboratory conditions to produce new products that are of great importance. Then there is another term called as bioinformatics. As we know that there is a word called informatics. This term is basically based on computational technology. In current scenario, we are like coronavirus is there. A lot of scientists are discovering new medicines and vaccines. But how do the vaccines react? How do they control the effect of virus? They require some tools which are based on computer science. This study, which is totally based on computational analysis, which includes the analysis of biological data, it is called as bioinformatics technology. So, based on that, we should know the sequence of analysis of macromolecules like in human beings. First of all, how do these vaccines react on human beings? We should know exactly the molecular mechanism or the complete sequence of this human beings. So it comes under the sequence analysis. They require high throughput profiling data analysis. They includes another term called as functional genomics. Like this study includes proteomics, study based on protein, and genomics, study based on gene. In that genomics comes the data between the DNA and the related structure. complete sequencing of the genome of all the living organisms. The use of genome-wide high-throughput approaches determines the biological function of all the genes and their products, because without knowing the gene and their products, we cannot apply the biotechnology in any hand, because we should know what is the structure of gene, what is the basic mechanism of that gene, what is the function of that gene, how does this gene work, what are the latest tools which are going to be uh, applied in this biotechnology. Okay, so now in the current scenario, like in the manufacturing of drugs, manufacturing of medicines, in agriculture, in pharmaceutical science, in environment, all studies are based basically on this computation analysis. So it is one of the most important and recent part of biotechnology, which we call as bioinformatics, because it uses the biological data based on computation analysis. So we call this term as bioinformatics. Informatics, we all know that means use of computational data. Then comes functional genomics, and this is a word called omics. Genomics means study of gene, complete detail of the gene. The use of genome-wide throughput approaches, right? So it comes under the functional genomics. Then now, what is the use of this biotechnology and genomics? Why we have to focus on this important subject and part? See, we all are facing with the problem of pollution. Lot of toxic gases are getting deposited in the atmosphere. So one of the prospect or one of the application of this biotechnology is in the environmental biotechnology. Okay, in that first application is based on diagnosis of environmental problems. Okay, bioremediation. It is the use of microbes to break down organic molecules or environmental pollution. For example, we are knowing that in the sea or ocean, lot of pollutions are there in the recent scenario. Lot of plastic wastage is there, so they are creating problem. They are causing the death of many important plants and animals which are present in the ocean. So what scientists are doing? For example, they have introduced one species of bacteria, that is Pseudomonas. That bacteria will damage all the harmful products present in the ocean. Okay, they will degrade the harmful products. So what will happen? The ocean or sea water will become free from pollution. It means they will damage the threatening effect of pollution in the ocean or in the water. So this is called bioremediation. Remediation means to solve certain problems. And bio, because here we are using the microbes to break down organic molecules or environment pollutants. Like it's called as degradation of compounds, we can say that. Then the next comes phytoremediation. Phyto means what? Phyto means plants. Again, same thing. The use of plants to remove pollutants. Sometimes what happens? There are a lot of heavy metals which are present in the soil. So they will not allow the growth of plants to germinate. So what will happen? We are using certain plants which have the capacity to absorb that heavy metals from the soil, like cadmium, mercury, lead, because they are causing a lot of pollution in the soil also, and they will not allow the growth of plants also. So what will do? There are certain plants which will grow in the soil. They will absorb the heavy metal from the soil. That is called as leaching. As a result, what will happen? The soil will become free from the pollution. So we call this term phytoremediation. Phyto means use of plants, and remediation against meaning the same removal of pollution. So they can prevent the atmosphere from the pollution by acting as a renewable source and by the biodegradable products. So this bioremediation and phytoremediation are very important broad terms which have a wide scope in the environmental pollution. All these are based on biotechnology. So the example I told you is of Pseudomonas putida, which is introduced in the ocean, which will do the degradation of harmful xenobiotic compounds. So as a result, it will make the ocean or soil water free from the pollution. Next, we discuss about phytoremediation, means use of that plants which can absorb the heavy metals from the soil. We can call it as leaching. These heavy metals like cadmium, mercury, zinc, lead, they will not allow the growth of other plants. So it is called as phytoremediation. Then Recently, all of the scientific community, we know that we are basically suffering from coronavirus. All globally, all scientists are busy in developing the vaccines and developing a lot of drugs. So this development of vaccine is what? It is all based on biotechnology only. Okay, the manufacture of certain drugs, which is also based on biotechnology only. So again, this biotechnology has a lot of scope in medical science, like in the diagnostic of disease like HIV, okay, like coronavirus, malaria. They are used in therapeutics, means they are used in the manufacture of many drugs, okay, to control many disease. They are used in the vaccines, okay. We all are having vaccination against this coronavirus. They are also used in making medical research tools like nano devices. There are a lot of nano devices are made which we can easily put in the body and they will inform you about what kind of disease we are having. And the cost of these devices is also very, very low. So all these are based on medicinal research tools. Okay, that includes human genome. Okay, human genome project. It means sequencing of the human genome. What kind of genes are present? Okay, how these genes are behaving. It is very important to understand about the particular genes which are present in the human beings. Because if you are not aware about the genes, we cannot develop any vaccine, we cannot develop any tool against it. So it is also application in the human genome research. Now, next application is in the agriculture biotechnology. We all know that India is currently the agriculture country. Most of the economy is based on agriculture. Most of the livelihood of farmers and living organisms, including us, is based on agriculture. Because if no agriculture, we will not have food, water supply, we cannot survive. So recently, this biotechnology is also a great scope in the field of agriculture biotechnology. So this agriculture biotechnology includes many subjects like animal biotechnology, crop biotechnology, horticulture biotechnology, tree biotechnology, food processing. In animal biotechnology, lot of improvement. Like in the animals, they are treated with certain type of drugs so that what will happen? The milk which we are obtaining from these animals are of good quality. They are very good, important as a nutritional value. The meat, non-veg which we obtain from the animals will have the increased value of nutrition. In the crop biotechnology, we are developing many transgenic crops with increased yield, which have resistance against pests and which are having good nutrition value. Next application is in the horticulture biotechnology, means manufacturing or designing of such kind of fruits and vegetables which we can grow in short period of time, which we have good nutrition value, which is having tolerance power against the pest, and which have the very long shelf life, so that we can preserve them for a longer period of duration. Then food processing means designing of lot of biofermenters to produce large scale production of ethanol, to produce large scale production of milk products like paneer, yeast, yogurt. All these are based on food processing industry. And very importantly, they are important in the point of view from the evolution, like what kind of genetic changes which we have occurred in our life since thousand years of ago. All these are based on evolutionary and ecological changes. Okay, like so they will help us to improve the health and the productivity inside the living organism or on the human beings. So we can see from here that this biotechnology is having a lot of scope in different fields like medical biotechnology, agriculture biotechnology, evolutionary and ecological science, genomics, proteomics. Okay, then comes next what is plant biotechnology. A process to produce genetically modified plants by removing genetic information from an organism, manipulating in the laboratory, and then again transferring into the plant to a certain change of features is called as plant biotechnology. Now here it means what we are using. It is a process in which what we are doing, we are making the changes in the gene as per our desire. How we are making the changes? By the introduction of any other gene. So what will happen? That gene will insert into another gene. It will produce the modified gene, which is having now very medicinal value or very important value. So one of the aspects is plant biotechnology. in which what we can do, we can produce lot of plants in the laboratory in a short period of time, and that plant are not affecting with any other climate. For example, we want to eat banana in the winter season. We all know that mango is a crop of summer season. What we can do, we can produce lot of mango plants in the laboratory in the winter season also. How? By the use of this plant biotechnology. And from a single tissue, we can produce large number of plantlets in a very short period of time. So instead of going towards traditional breeding, we are going towards the biotechnology based technology so that we can achieve the desired things with a minimum cost and within a very short period of time. Now this plant biotechnology has importance in the crop improvement like herbicide tolerance. It means what? They will allow the plants to fight against herbicides, pest resistance. They will allow the plant to fight against pest, drought tolerance. They will fight against the plant to fight against drought. They have the nitrogen fixing ability. It means they can fix the atmospheric nitrogen to survive the plants. Okay, then acidity and salinity tolerance. That lot of variations are there in the environment. So what will happen? The plant can easily survive in the extreme conditions of acidity and salinity, and then the increase the nutrition value of crops. How we can increase the nutrition value of crops? We can produce such type of crops which are having very uh, important value in the uh, sorry, that's not an issue. So we are having a different application of this crop improvement in herbicide tolerance, pest resistance, drought tolerance, nitrogen fixing ability, acidity and salinity tolerance. Then they further increase the nutrition value of crops. They will improve the food quality, food quantity, food safety. They will produce the healthier cooking soils by decreasing the concentration of saturated fatty acids. What will happen? There is no chance of having heart attacks, no deposition of cholesterol. Okay, so it means I want to say that there are a lot of scope in the field of plant biotechnology in the diverse field if we are applying in the proper way and with the proper technology. So, next we discuss about the various technologies which are the main part of the, or we can say that which are the core part of the plant biotechnology. First technology we use here is the genetic engineering and the recombinant DNA technology. We all know that recombinant means to modify the desired gene, means to take one gene, insert the another gene, and produce the recombinant gene. Where we use called as engineering. What is the role of engineer? The engineer do the construction. It collects cement, stones, bajri, water to prepare the bridges and pull. What will happen? Once that bridge is ready, it will allow the movement of certain transportation. Same work is here. We call it genetic engineering because what here will do, we will design the gene, we will engineer the gene. That gene is the carrier of genetic information from one organism to another. So we can say that it will make such type of bridge which will able to transfer the flow of information from one organism to another. So what will happen then? One organism receiving the gene, it will go under the modification. Okay. So then after that, once we transfer the gene in the desired organism, that organism is called to be transgenic plant or transgenic animal. Next is tissue culture. Tissue culture means production of large number of plants. We will discuss in the later lecture because today is our first lecture, so we'll not go into detail. So I'm telling tissue culture it means production of large number of plants under the laboratory conditions in the short period of time. Third technology is MAS. MAS molecular assisted selection. It means here what we are using. We are modifying some desired traits in the crop plants by the technology of molecular breeding. What a breeder do? Breeder just isolate the gene, modified the gene, insert the gene, and we develop the new variety of plant. For example, we all know that about tomato. Tomato is what? It is the hybrid variety of tomato and potato. So, what is the role of breeder? The breeder also do this the genetic engineering, or by we can say that the role of breeder is using some technology that is called as MAS. It means marker assisted selection. What is the role of breeder? I want to say that just to isolate the gene, modify the gene, and they will develop the new variety of crop. This is done by the breeder. We'll study in the detail about this all this in the further lectures. But since today we are discussing just the introduction, so we are going to the basic terminology of that. After that, we will discuss about the first point, that is genetic engineering. So how we can define the genetic engineering? Manipulation of genes is called genetic engineering or recombinant DNA technology. What it do? It will remove genes from one organism to another. They will transfer one gene to another organism, puts them back in the original with a different combination. It means suppose there are two genes. One gene is a donor, one gene is a receiver. What will happen? The gene is transferred from donor to the receiver. What will happen? Now the receiver will neither remains the donor nor remains the receiver. It will change the structure. There is a change in the genetic structure. Okay, so that is called as genetic engineering. Various gene transfer techniques are available, which include certain direct process or indirect process, some biological method, some physical method. Among that, one method is biological method that we can call as agrobacterium mediated gene transfer. So we all know that it is based on bacteria. Here, what we will do, we will desired trait is isolated from the DNA of the bacteria, inserted into the bacteria, and that gene from this bacteria is transferred into the plant which is infected. It means this bacteria is transferred into the plant. The plant is infected with this agrobacterium. What will happen? Now the plant will accept the DNA of this agrobacterium and the plant will become the transgenic plant. Simply what we have done here, you have taken the bacteria, isolated the DNA of the bacteria, you have transferred the DNA of this bacteria into the plant. Now who is the donor? Donor is the bacteria. Who is the receiver? Receiver is the plant. What will happen? The plant will develop with the modified trait. We can call as transgenic plant. All these are based on genetic engineering. Another method is called as gene gun. It is based on physical method. We know that gun. If somebody putting gun on us will shoot the bullet, what will happen? They will die automatically. Why will die? Because the bullet will come inside the body. Same concept applies here. Here what we are doing, there is a DNA that contains a trait. It is in the form of bullet. It contains the physical method. Its gun-like machine is here. So we will put the DNA in the gun-like machine. We'll fire the bullet. What will happen? That bullet will come out from the gun. It will go into the plant. What will happen again? The plant will receive the DNA and it will become the modified. In both the cases, the DNA is received by the plant, but the method is different. In one method, we are focusing on the biological method, that is use of bacteria. In second method, we are using the gene gun machine, that is physical method. We will discuss in detail each and every method in the later classes. But today, since it is just first introduction class, we just know that one is biological method and one is physical method. Biological method is based on bacteria and physical method is based on the gene gun method. Why we call it gun? Because we all have seen gun. What is the role of gun? Just fire the bullet. What will happen? The bullet will go inside our body. Ultimately, we will die. Same concept here also. Here we take the DNA that is coated with some metal, and that DNA is put in the gun as the form of bullet. We'll apply the pressure, apply the machine. That DNA will come out from the gun, and that DNA will be received by the plant. Concept is same, our target is same, but technology is different, method is different. One is based on biology and one is based on physical method, right? So these are another method of genetic engineering. Then becomes about tissue culture. I told you tissue culture includes the explant, means use of any plant part from outside. which we can take and which we can develop the many plants inside the laboratory conditions. We can make thousands of plants within a short period of time, irrespective of their climate. It does not mean that we cannot grow mango in the winter season. We can grow the mango in the winter season in the laboratory condition. So it is a very revolutionary field that from a single cell of plant, we can produce large number of plantlets in the laboratory. So tissue culture manipulates anthers, pollen, or other tissues like stem, root, leaves for extended periods under laboratory conditions. They become whole plant. Then what we will do once inside the lab, they become the whole plant. We again transfer into the field so that they can survive. So again, initially taken the cell from the leaf field condition, develop the cell, develop the plant in the laboratory. Once the whole plant is grown, take the plant from the laboratory, transfer in the field. Again, from the natural to the artificial condition, from the artificial to the natural condition. All this based on the technology. So all this based on the plant biotechnology. We call as tissue culture. Or simply, we can define the process in which we can develop the thousands of plants inside the laboratory condition by using any single cell of plant which is in the natural condition. Means from the single plant that is in natural condition, we can develop the thousands of plants inside the laboratory condition. That is called as tissue culture. Then I told you third point, marker assisted selection MAS. This technology used DNA sequences to identify genes, which is called as QTL, quantitative trait loci, and other molecular markers, and to associate them with the organism functions, that is gene identification. Now, this marker aided selection is the identification and inheritance tracing of previously identified DNA fragments through series of generations. Simply, it means that this technology is mainly used by the breeders. What they will do, they know that the plant is having such amount of DNA and in which part we can modify the DNA so that the various traits for which the plant kind of plant which we can want can be improved. What they will do, they will isolate the DNA and they will modify that part only which they want to develop in the plant. Like they want to make plant higher in the height, they want to make plant tolerance against stress. Okay, so it's all kind of, or they want to introduce the new variety of any particular crop like wheat, potato. All this comes in the marker assisted selection. Okay, so it's all done by breeder only. We call it marker assisted selection because we are using certain markers. We will mark the DNA. After that, we can isolate the particular DNA and we can modify the changes. We can modify the location on the DNA, which we can call as quantitative trait loci. Quantitative means many quantitative trait loci means particular location, so that we can mark them, we can modify them, and we can get the desired trait of plant. So that comes under the marker assisted selection. It is the third branch of plant biotechnology. Now I told you what is the application of biotechnology in the agriculture. In the agriculture, we use first application in the crop improvement. That is the infection by the pest and disease is a very big problem in the India. What will happen? It can damage the crops. So what will happen? The farmers are committing suicide because there is a loss economically also. There is a loss in the productivity also. That is the major challenge in the India. So what farmers are doing? Farmers are trying to develop such plants using this biotechnology which can fight against the resistance to the pest. Okay, and plants can tolerate adverse environmental conditions like temperature, pressure, moisture, humidity, transpiration. So certain what will happen? Certain adverse conditions are there which will not able to grow the plant. Further, they will improve the color of the plant. They will improve the quality, quantity, various traits in the plants. So their first application is in the crop improvement. Then second application is the pharmaceuticals. Now there are a lot of we all know that about Ramdev. What is the importance of Ramdev? It is based on herbal drugs. So all scientific community are basically focusing on the isolation and production of these herbal drugs. Why? Because they can target the particular disease and they can help us to fight against this disease. Though they will take time, first thing. What will happen? They will not cause any kind of toxicity. Suppose we are having fever, we take a lot of allopathical antibiotics like paracetamol, erythromycin. What will happen? They will affect our body. They will cause side effects. But using of this biotechnology, we can produce plant-based edible vaccines. Plant-based herbal drugs, as plant contains variety of natural products, variety of chemicals, through which we can develop a lot of drugs which are used in the curing of many diseases. For example, in the market, you are hearing that there's a tablet about diabetes. That tablet is designed from the institute called Institute of Medicine and Aromatic Plants, Lucknow. That institute has developed certain drugs which are based on biotechnology, and they are easily able to cure the diabetes without any side effects. So one of the application is in the development of the pharmaceuticals. Third application is in the food processing. How it can improve the taste, it can improve the nutrition, it can improve the handling qualities, we can process the food for longer duration. The food can have longer life of tolerance. Okay, and in the industry, the plants they are using a production of plastics, fuels, and other products also. And I told you about their help in the pollution by phytoremediation and bioremediation. Okay, so these are the main applications of biotechnology in the agriculture. Not in the agriculture, all the industries, pharmaceutical industries, fermentation industries, plastic engineering, means in every day-to-day life we have the role of biotechnology. Without that, we cannot survive. In food, they can increase the milk production. Okay, they can increase in the meat production. They can increase the growth hormones in the fisheries. What will happen? More and more fish will grow. More and more fish will develop. Another, sometimes what happens? Sometimes some animals are engineered. Some genes are engineered in the animals. So what will happen? They will increase the good quality of milk. Good quality of milk. They will produce human proteins for drugs, including insulin, other vaccines. Breeding of animals is done so that they can fight against disease tolerance. Breeding in plants is also done. We can produce exact copies of the desired traits, increase in the yield, increase in the health of microbes. Diagnostic means development of various tools and technology to identify the disease at very earlier scale. Which are the microbes which are useful for us, so that we can develop those microbes which are useful for us, which can help us to sustain a healthy life. Means their application in the food, pharmaceutical, breeding, health, everywhere is the application of biotechnology. Okay, then we should know about the history also. What is the root cause of biotechnology? What were the inventions which leads to the biotechnology? Because without history, there is no present, no future. Everything is based on history, present, and future. So we should know what the scientists have done. What was the base of latest innovations which are going in the field of biotechnology? First, we know that in 1797 there was a scientist whose name was Edward Jenner. What did do? He developed the vaccine against cowpox lesion. In 1830, I am sharing this slides as it is showing the sequentially invention of the research which caused the revolution in the field of biotechnology. So, like in 1830, proteins were discovered. In 1833, first enzyme were discovered. In 1865, great scientist called Mendel discovered the law of inheritance by studying the flowers in their garden. Genetics, Mendel was the father. 1915, some virus that infect bacteria were discovered. Initially, it was discovered that only bacteria were the causing disease. But later on in 1915, it was informed that virus can cause disease not only in humans, not only in plants, they can also affect the bacteria. So bacteria is also not safe from the virus. They were called as phages. In 1944, it was known that DNA was the only carrier of the genetic information. This research was done by Avery, Colin MacLeod, and McCarthy. In 1953, Watson and Crick described the exact structure of DNA, how the DNA appears, which they call as double helical. So for that, in 1962, they shared the Nobel Prize in the medicine or physiology with Maury Wilkins. All these three were engaged in the double helical structure of the DNA. Then in 1955, amino acid sequence of insulin used to prevent the diabetes. So the amino acid sequence of insulin was discovered by Frederick Sanger. Okay, Sanger was a famous scientist who sequenced the protein. Okay, so the amino acid sequence of protein was done by Frederick Sanger. Sequencing of DNA, sequencing of protein is another big research in the field of biotechnology. Now, 1958, again a break revolution come. DNA was first made in the test tube for the first time. Okay, it means now we can prepare the DNA artificially also. Sickle cell disease was shown to occur due to change in the amino acid. Okay, so certain diseases were also associated which are occurring with the this change in the amino acid sequence, right? Then comes 1971, first complete synthesis of gene was done. Restriction enzyme was discovered in 1973. Christian Cohen and Herbert Boyer discovered perfect genetic engineering techniques to cut and paste DNA using restriction enzymes. Means how can we isolate the DNA, cut the DNA, paste the DNA in the desired organism. Like in the computer, we do a lot of cut and paste. Same thing applies here. Okay, same thing applies here in 1973. It means the which were discovered by them. Who discovered that? Cohen and Bohr. Then in 1975, Kohler and Malmsteen discovered the monoclonal antibodies. These antibodies were highly specific, purified antibodies derived from one clone of cells and can recognize only one antigen. In 1981, the first transgenic animals were produced by transferring gene from other animals into the mice. So first transgenic mice was discovered. 1983, PCR. We all are knowing this term in today's scenario. RT-PCR, RT-PCR, RT-PCR for detection of COVID testing. So this PCR thanks goes to Coriolis who gave us this technology of PCR. It's called as polymerase chain reaction. We will discuss in the detail. In 1986, first recombinant vaccine was approved for the human use against the hepatitis B. So latest new vaccine were discovered which was used to cure hepatitis B. First anti-cancer drug was produced through biotechnology, that is interferon. They are antiviral proteins. 1987, first approval for the field test of genetically modified plant virus was done, which this genetically modified plant was resistant against the virus infection. That plants are of tomatoes because directly we cannot apply the genetic testing. In 1984, genetically modified tomatoes were sold in the US. These tomatoes were designed in such a way that they don't have an infection of virus. So, as this picture shows that lot of inventions have been done in the past, which all supports the application of biotechnology. So, 1990 Human Genome Project was discovered. 2002 Human Genome work is published, and 2003 SARS virus was discovered. 2004 first cloned copy pet was delivered to its owner. It was called copycat. We can say that transgenic kitten was discovered. In 2006, recombinant vaccine against human papillomavirus was discovered. It received the approval by FDA, that is Food and Drug Administration by the United States of America was approved. So you can say that lot of reversions are getting changes in this. Okay, so this first lecture I told you about just a basic introduction and application of biotechnology. Now based on that, I want to share some questions that what you understand. Okay, like computation analysis of biological data is called as what I told bioinformatics. Monoclonal antibodies were developed by Colin Weinstein. First vaccine was designed by Edward Jenner. Protein was discovered by in 1930. Biotechnology has application in pharmaceutics, agriculture, crop. Antisense RNA used in recombinant DNA technology. Transgenic plants are prepared by both techniques, biologically and physically. PCR are discovered by Corey Morris. So these are some MCQ for your revision of scientists. In this slide, you should know which scientist discovered which kind of PPT. That is very, 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 very important. So all this I told you about the application of biotechnology. What are the basic inventions we have done in the biotechnology? Okay, what is the role of biotechnology? Though we will discuss each and application in the great detail. Okay, so I hope you understand this lecture. So all this was about the basic inventions, basic terminologies, what inventions have been done in the previous. Okay, because without knowing the basic terminologies and basic application of biotechnology, we cannot go further. If we don't know the application of particular part, it is not fruitful for us to go further lectures. So in the first lecture today, I told you about the basic concepts of biotechnology. Now we will discuss about each thing in the detail. So these were briefly about basic introduction, the basic, what we can say the terminologies and the applications of this biotechnology. So thank you very much.